Ever since I started using Anchor to record my podcast, the entire process has been seamless. Anchor has everything that I need to record and edit my podcast directly from my phone or my computer. Additionally, Anchor goes one step further and distributes my podcast for me without me having to do anything so that it can be heard on Spotify, Apple iTunes, iHeartRadio, and the many other streaming platforms that are out there. And the best part about the entire thing is that every single time someone listens to my podcast, cha-ching, I make money. Yes, honey. I get to monetize my podcast with no minimum listenership or no minimum downloads. So if you've been considering starting your own podcast, everything you need to make a podcast is on Anchor. So make sure you head on over, download the free Anchor app, or go to anchor.fm to get started. On this week's episode of the Empowerment Hour podcast, we are talking about late bloomers. Those of us who don't grow into our full potential until later on in life. Now, I know for myself, when I was just a teeny weeny girl, I was a late bloomer into adulthood. I was not one of those traditionally curvy Latinas. I was super skinny, no body, flat in the front, flat in the back, flat everywhere. I didn't start blooming until I was about in my mid-20s. And even then, I was still super slim. I was never one of those traditional curvy Latinas. But I digress. This episode is not about that. Not about that kind of late blooming. I'm talking about those of us who feel that if we have not realized all of our dreams by the time we are 30 years old, then it's too late for us to start at all. Well, I am here to tell you that that is the biggest lie that exists. There are plenty of famous people who found success later on in life. Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart, didn't open his first Walmart store until he was 44 years old. Stan Lee, the famous comic strip writer, the one who is responsible for the Fantastic Four and for the whole entire Marvel series, Spider-Man, and all of those superheroes that we know and love, didn't write his first comic until he was 39. Samuel Jackson, one of the most famous actors out there, didn't get his first starring role until he was 43. And you know what movie that was? It was Jungle Fever. He played a crackhead. That was the movie that gave him his big break. So what is this lie that you keep telling yourself that you're too old? Old in comparison to what? And who are you allowing to get in your head that's telling you that for whatever reason, you can't go out into the world and chase your dreams? Honey, life is short. We only live one life. And if God has blessed you with another day of living, if there is breath in your body and your heart is pumping, then honey, you have got to take the bulls by the horn and go out there and make it happen for yourself. There is no such thing as being too old. Now, you can be too lazy, right? Not focused, maybe too distracted. There's so many other things that you can be, but too old isn't one of them. So what I need you to do is to head on over to the Empowerment Hour on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, or wherever you stream your podcast, and listen to this full episode. Episode 93, The Late Bloomer. Head on over, listen, and get your life and get your dreams back on track. Thank you for tuning in to this empowerment mini minute. I am your girl, Nancy Ruffin. Thank you for the support.